Guardians, Zeus on the line. Byrna's pet decision is more dangerous than it looks, because the obvious answer is not the winning answer. One pet wins the numbers, but another wins the battlefield. Let me show you why. In this part of the content, we are going to analyze which pet is the best partner for Byrna. Byrna can be patronaged by 4 pets: Axel, Merlin, Khorus, and Biscuit. We will look at this question from 2 directions. First, we will analyze the stats each pet gives through patronage. Then we will analyze the patronage skill each pet adds and see how that skill actually impacts Byrna's gameplay in battle. Every one of these pets gives Byrna extra stats and an extra effect, but not all of them bring the same value. Let's start with Merlin. Merlin gives Byrna magic attack and magic penetration. Magic attack is extremely valuable for Byrna because all of her important abilities scale from it in one way or another. Magic penetration is also very important, because as Byrna gains more health, the power of her bear increases as well, and the bear's damage still depends on Byrna's magic attack and on whether she has enough magic penetration to break through enemy magic defense. That is why the combination of around 10,000 magic penetration and 10,000 magic attack is so strong for Byrna. If Byrna already has around 42k magic penetration, adding another 10k pushes her to roughly 52k, and that is enough to threaten even very durable tanks with high magic defense. From a pure stat perspective, this gives Merlin a serious advantage. Now let's compare that to Axel, Biscuit, and Khorus. All 3 of those pets give Byrna the same patronage stats: magic attack and armor. The magic attack is obviously still useful, just like we already mentioned. The armor is also nice, because it can raise Byrna from around 33k armor to around 43k. Now, 43k armor is good. It helps Byrna reduce damage from many physical attackers, and in some matchups that extra durability definitely matters. But the problem is that it does not solve every matchup. Against heavy physical hitters with strong armor penetration, that bonus becomes much less impressive. Heroes like Kira, for example, can still cut through Byrna if their armor penetration is high enough. So while armor has value, magic penetration is simply more impactful for Byrna than armor when we compare them directly. So if we judge only by stats, Merlin is the clear winner. Merlin gives Byrna magic attack and magic penetration, and both of those stats are highly relevant to how Byrna deals damage. Axel, Biscuit, and Khorus give magic attack and armor, which is decent, but not as valuable overall. Purely from the stat angle, Merlin comes out on top. Now let's move to the second part, the skills, because stats alone do not tell the full story. Once we look at the patronage skills, the ranking starts to change. Starting with Merlin, his patronage skill is Tempus Magica, which increases the speed of the master's magic damage dealing skills by 50%. On paper, that sounds very attractive, but when we apply it specifically to Byrna, the value becomes more limited. Byrna's Roar of Nature is triggered by energy, so Merlin's speed boost does not really change that part in a meaningful way. Guardian Spirit does deal magic damage, so that skill can benefit from Merlin's patronage effect. But when we move to Byrna's 3rd and 4th skills, especially Living Heart, the value drops. Those skills are not simply improved by speeding them up, and Living Heart in particular depends on healing interactions, so faster activation does not automatically create extra benefit. Because of that, Merlin is excellent for stats, but his patronage skill itself does not add as much practical value to Byrna as it may first appear. Now let's look at Axel. Axel's patronage skill is Defensive Blub, and this is where Axel becomes very interesting. Axel protects the owner from powerful attacks, and damage from a single hit cannot exceed 45% of Byrna's maximum health. That means dangerous burst heroes like Dante or Augustus cannot just erase Byrna with one massive blow. This is a very big deal. Byrna is a hero that wants time to build value in battle. If she survives the initial dangerous burst, she can continue scaling, continue supporting, and continue getting more impact from her kit. So while Merlin gives stronger offensive stats, Axel gives Byrna something extremely important: protection against sudden death. And for a hero like Byrna, that can easily be more valuable in real combat than just speeding up one damaging skill. Next is Biscuit. Biscuit's patronage skill reduces the healing received by enemies hit by the owner's attacks for 5 seconds. The problem here is that Byrna does not constantly pressure multiple enemies with direct attacks. Most of the time, her influence comes through support, scaling, and targeted damage rather than spreading anti-heal across the entire enemy team. Because Byrna mainly attacks the front target, Biscuit's effect usually ends up applying only to that one enemy. That makes the value far more limited. Compared to Merlin's skill, and especially compared to Axel's defensive protection, Biscuit simply gives less to Byrna overall. Finally, we have Khorus. Khorus gives resilience aura through his patronage skill. This effect converts 50% of the owner's magic damage into a shield, with a maximum shield value of 100,000 health. Byrna can definitely deal enough magic damage for that shield to appear consistently, especially through her spirit, and other damage sources. But the issue is the cap. A 100k shield sounds nice, but in high-level battles it is often not enough to truly protect Byrna from major threats. That is why I have always said Khorus brings much more value when he is actually used directly in battle rather than only as a patronage pet. His patronage effect is not useless, but compared to the stronger impact of Axel or even the offensive benefit of Merlin, it feels weaker. So if I rank the patronage skills alone for Byrna, Axel comes first, then Merlin, then Biscuit, and finally Khorus. And that leads us to the final conclusion. If we judge only by stats, Merlin is the best pet for Byrna because magic attack plus magic penetration gives her the strongest offensive boost. But if we take the full picture into account, stats plus skill, then Axel gives the best overall value. Merlin helps Byrna hit harder, but Axel helps Byrna survive the kind of burst that can remove her before she gets the chance to create value. So in the full comparison, my choice is Axel. If you want the best overall pet to use with Byrna, use Byrna with Axel. So the final answer is simple. Merlin gives Byrna the better offensive stats, but Axel gives Byrna the better overall value when you include the patronage skill too. That makes Axel my top choice. Let me know in the comments which pet you are using with Byrna, and how it's working for you. And if this video helped, leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you don't miss the next one. Stay sharp, build smart, and I'll see you in the next battle. Salute and friendship.